Sorry, just
I'll make sure this works. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is a try, this is a try, this is a
This is
try.
professional.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send you the record afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So usually, usually we will say that there is an impossible triangle in this blockchain world: scalability, the safety, and also the decentralization. So, to what extent do you think Algorand has solved this?
Not to the extent, Algorand has solved that. Okay, so tell you the truth, I don't much believe in impossibilities. Whenever something is claimed impossible, usually means that in the natural way of doing something, this is impossible. But if you do it in another way, in a more creative way, it's very, very hard for things to be impossible. I don't believe in impossible things. Maybe to live for infinite amount of time, this is impossible. Anything else, if you are very creative, you can actually do it. So for instance, you can imagine why this was. People didn't think about a system like Algorand because it was perhaps very counterintuitive to think that to select a committee, you actually let the committee members select themselves. People don't think, most people don't think that way. You say, if there was to be somebody who selects a committee, or there is going to be a very, very, very long process so that finally we agree on a committee. Because like anything in life, if you take a billion people try to agree on anything, it takes a long time.
Yes.
And instead, what we figure out is that, hey, you select yourself, I select myself,
Yes.
she selects herself, and in a microsecond, each one of us either selects himself and has a proof that has been selected himself, and you cannot change the odds on which you are selected, you are done. So for instance, assume that initially there is 1 million people in the system. So each one of us runs a mini cryptographically fair lottery that you cannot cheat at, and with probability of winning 1 in 1,000. So you have 1 million users divided 1,000, you get roughly 1,000 people committed. If there is later on 1 billion users in the system, then the lottery probability of winning the lottery is 1 in 1 million. So you have 1 billion divided 1 million equal 1,000. And so in this lottery it takes a microsecond. And so without talking to anybody, without agreeing on anything, so you are going to have 1,000 users who sum up win their own lotteries, and they prove it to you by propagating in the network their winning ticket, and then you see, oh, these are the 1,000 people that have the right to evaluate and approve or disapprove a block. That's how it is. So does this take time? No, it takes really a microsecond, but you have to think non-conventionally. So if anytime you want to, many things are impossible only in a conventional way of thinking, and there are very, very few things which are truly impossible.
Yeah. But so how about the safety? Because you need more than 2/3 of the nodes to be honest, right? So would that be possible? I just imagine, would it be possible that the hackers may control maybe more than 1/3 of the...
Well, if a hacker is capable of corrupting 1/3 of the internet, good luck, okay? But the world is a big place, and to corrupt 1/3 of the world is a very, very high level indeed. By the way in which the system works, you have to corrupt 1/3 of the token to have a chance to do something, possibly bad. But doesn't mean that if you corrupt 1/3 of the token, you have actually control of the system. You just have the ability to do a little bit of something. But you have to corrupt way more than that to really be effective. And by the way, corrupting is not that easy. If you want to corrupt a person, a target, that's okay. But if you want to corrupt 1/3 of a network, that is not so easy to do.
And in your selection process, you have 9 rounds of selection. If if I understand right. Am I wrong?
No, we have once you select these people, we have a very simple procedure for which these 1,000 select people reach agreement. It's really in a handful of steps, and so it's very fast to reach agreement. And moreover, the people, each step is performed by a different set of people. So 1,000 people are selected to do step 1, a different 1,000 people are selected to do step 2, a third set of 1,000 people is selected to do step 3, and so on and so forth. And so, can you afford to do an handful of steps? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Okay. So a handful is very little, and you can actually do an handful of steps. And in a step, what are you going to do in a step? You are going to propagate a single message, very short and easy to compute. So you ask, can I propagate a single message which is very short? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Right. So that's yeah.
So then I want to discuss about incentives. I think you must have been asked about this many times. Yes. So before I attend today's plenary, I saw there was no incentive system. But after I listening to what Mr. Chen Jing said, he said that there will be auction right on your mainnet, auction for tokens, right? How will this work?
So incentives is one thing, and auction is another thing.
Okay.
Right? So there are going to be incentives to incentivize participation. We make participation very easy in Algorand because to participate you don't need special equipment. You don't have to have a big capital investment to invest in the purchase of ASICs or mining equipment. You can use your laptop and you can actually run in the background. It's not going to cost any electricity or anything else. It's not different than keeping your email program open, okay? So very easy in Algorand to participate. So nonetheless, we are going to incentivize participation. You are going to be rewarded for participating. In Bitcoin, only the miners are rewarded because who is rewarded are the people who solve these complex riddles, right? That are necessary. But because they need a special equipment and very expensive special equipment, only very few people can afford to be rewarded. In Algorand, because participation is so easy, we want to incentivize, and everybody will be easily to be rewarded. And but when you have a reward scheme, you must be very, very careful that your reward scheme cannot be exploited in some different ways that you intended. When you offer money to somebody for doing a given task, you must be worried that the person accepts your money, tries to maximize the money, but does something else, not what you ask him. So to have a set of secure incentives in Algorand means that we give incentives which we are guaranteed that people are not going to be maximizing their money by doing something else, but they do exactly what they are expected to do.
Yeah, but how to keep, because you have this selection process, that maybe means that some people will be selected, but a lot of people maybe they won't be selected for a long time, right? Would that...
Correct.
Yeah.
So one key feature in Algorand is that to have, let me tell you one thing, engineering incentives is very complicated. It's much more complicated than engineering computer systems, okay? And in the United States, not a few years ago, one bank wanted to incentivize its employees to open new accounts, to find new customers. And so they decided...
以下由那个谁谁学长帮忙录。
They wanted to give a bonus program.
我有这个消息。